So, hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to World Vision's Vietnam session, which we will be discussing about mitigating the impact of COVID-19 through digital savings groups. For today's session, we have Tran Thuy Linh, who is the National Program Manager, Microfinance, World Vision Vietnam. We have Win Pham, Technical Program Manager, Livelihoods, World Vision Vietnam again, and also Kim Tempani, who's the digital program manager for Asia Vision Fund. And today's session will be moderated by Tan, who's the program's zonal manager. So over to you, Tan.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, and welcome everyone. Good morning from Vietnam. Good evening, good afternoon, all friends. Welcome to the sharing section of Provision Vietnam, where we will be hearing stories from the field, discussing about the initiative to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 pandemic through digital saving groups and microfinance. So my name is Tan, Zonal Manager of Provision Vietnam, and I will be the one who facilitating the Vietnam section in the next 45 minutes. And as you know, in today, digital economic and society, practical usage of the new technology has become very critical and improve people resilience and livelihood. More than ever, the digital inclusion is essential to social inclusion, and it's a very crucial step for economic empowerment to overcome poverty and income inequalities. However, the pathway from digital asset and skill to developing and attaining more sustainable livelihood remain very challenging and require the engagement and innovation different stakeholders could offer. COVID-19 outbreak had devastated the effort toward the sustainable livelihood throughout Vietnam, including the target area in mountainous area of provision Vietnam. Uh, Everywhere it's not difficult for us to see and feel the pandemic's adverse effect on the people job, the income, the child nutrition and food security and more. As a result of the pandemic, the vulnerable households do not have any other choices, but they adopted a very negative coping mechanism, such as reducing the meals of their families, increasing debt, selling access, and cutting short of their children education. So the question is, how can cooperate, join hands with World Vision to build resilience for vulnerable families while addressing the enormous impact of COVID-19 pandemic and multiple financial, digital, and gender gaps. Together, let's join hands with World Vision Vietnam on the journey of fulfilling our promise to end poverty and hunger by 2030, so that more vulnerable community in poverty, especially our children, the future of the world, can survive and can thrive. Joining us today in this very insightful lesson, I believe, are experts in the field of livelihood, microfinance, and digitalization process in these sectors. Please join me and welcome Linh Chang.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, Linh Chang is the microfinance program manager of World Vision Vietnam with over 6 years of a very extensive experience in microfinance. She oversees the World Vision Vietnam microfinance operation across the country, mainly providing vulnerable rural households with credit, saving, insurance, and education. Lynn is also a co-sponsor of digital transformation for the program, which is recognized one of the leading most successful across the Vision Fund International Network of 28 countries. Um, Please join me also welcome Tim Tambani.
Morning, everyone.
Yeah, Tim Tammany is the digital program manager with Vision Fund, leading the digitalization for several microfinance institutes across the Asian region. Tim has over 15 years of experience in strategy and business development and IT project management across the Asia Pacific in both financial services and international development sectors. Last and not least, join me to welcome Vin Pham.
Hello.
Yeah, hello Vin Pham. Vin Pham is the livelihood technical program manager for Vision Vietnam since 2019, with over 15 years a peak experience in poverty reduction, livelihood development for vulnerable community, business development among others. Vin also plays very active role in Go Vision Vietnam digitalization for saving group in the vulnerable community. This initiative has demonstrated a great success in ensuring the constant access of vulnerable rural households to finance services, especially during the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, when the practice of lockdown and social distancing has greatly limited the functioning of our traditional saving group. And now we will be heading to the panel discussion in which our expert, Tim Benny, Lin Chang, and Vin Pham will share with us their insights on the digitalization of saving group and microfinance unit, how to mitigate the negative impact of COVID-19 on the life of the most vulnerable people and children. After that, after their sharing, we will welcome any question from the visitor today. So let us start with Vin Pham, our livelihood manager. Vin, would you please share with us about the characteristic of the traditional saving method in Vietnam?
Thank you, Công Thành, for the questions. The saving group are formed by a group of the community member who keen on learning financial literacy, practicing the saving as well as accessing the small loan from their group. The traditional saving group maintains several paper accounting books, for example, general ledger, balance sheets, financial statement, saving books, lending book, and also the social fund management book. In addition, each member's financial information is documented in the passbook so that they can only look at it during the group meeting. And then the passbook will be collected for keeping by group management member. During the traditional saving group face many challenges in terms of financial accuracy, transparent information, and it's really hard to consolidate at the group level as well at the area program, a journal, or national level. Keeping on of the book up to date is a pressure for the group member, especially for the ethnic minority. So it is a little bit about the saving group.
Thank you, Vin. As observing in the field, keeping all the data accurate and transparent is really challenging for the vulnerable, for the people who are ethnic minority where World Vision Vietnam have been serving. Is very challenging. Thank you, Vin, for your very interesting sharing on the traditional saving practice of Vietnam. Now I would like to invite Miss Lin sharing with us on the traditional loan approach applied by microfinance unit in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Lin, please.
So yeah, thanks, thanks, Anh Vinh. Follow up with what Anh Vinh already shared about the saving group. So when the member of saving group become mature and they need a bigger loan amount that their group cannot provide, their need will be fulfilled by microfinance. So in World Vision Vietnam, microfinance is a part of the comprehensive livelihood, and our traditional loan approach are done in person and with paper form. All loan procedure, including loan application, disbursement, and collection, are done at community level by a loan officer with the support from cluster leader. Then client had to fill their personal information and loan information on the loan application paper form, hand it back to cluster leader or loan officer in person. Then loan officer will meet with the client to verify the information, conduct the loan appraisal, then travel back to the office, input the loan information into the core banking system, then review by the brand manager before approval. And it often takes like from 10 to 15 days from the loan application date to the loan approval or disbursement date. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Lin and Vin, for sharing with us the traditional practice applied by committee people on saving group and loan approach of microfinance. I think it was a lot of challenge that people was facing. Like in the rest of the world, the Vietnamese economic has also been affected significantly by COVID-19 pandemic. In Vietnam, very prolonged social distance has resulted in sluggish production, disrupted supply chain, and a decrease in the purchasing power of people. According to the General Statistics Office of Vietnam, there was up to 1.8 million people lost their job or part of their income in the third quarter of 2021. The country economic contracted 6.17%, the sharpest drop since Vietnam began calculating and announcing its quarterly GDP, only achieved 2% GDP growth for 2021. That's what the consequence that the COVID-19 pandemic has brought about. So the question is, what are the specific challenge faced by microfinance unit in Vietnam and saving group during COVID-19? I would like to invite Lin sharing the challenge of microfinance, and then Vin kindly share with us on the saving group. Lin, please.
Yeah, so I think COVID-19 bring us to the two very strange year. So the lockdown and social distancing due to COVID has significantly affect our client, especially for those who business tourism, transportation, small trading, and agricultural production for restaurant and service. According to the UNDP survey, over like 500 households across Vietnam, the average income of household in July 2021 only equal to 44% of the income in December 2020. On top of that, import export were disrupted. Many workers were laid off from factory and had to move back to their hometown. Next slide, please. So from the UNDP survey in July 2021, 88% of household employment were affected, like job loss, reduced working hour, or temporary leave. It's much higher than 63% in survey in October 2020. A lot of microfinance unit client and their family member got COVID and they need like at least 1 month to fully recover and get back to work. So it significantly affect their employment, their livelihood, and their income. Next slide, please. In 2020, the credit growth of Vietnam banking sector was the lowest in the past 10 years, only at 10.14% due to the effect of COVID-19. So the bank hesitate to disburse to client. Besides, the household get more difficulty to access to bank credit because the network of the bank is only in the district or in the town level. During the social distancing period, microfinance unit clients were not allowed to gather and meet, so we had to postpone our operation for a few time during the year. But luckily, it's only for a short period of time, and the client could not apply for new loan because of the distancing. Like it take more time for them, and our staff had to work from home and could not access to the server-based traditional core banking system, which also affect the update of client and loan information. So that's some summary of the effect of COVID-19 to the work of microfinance unit.
Thank you, Lin. What about you, Vin?
Yes, thank you. Similar to the clients of the microfinance units, that during the social distancing periods, the saving group member were not allowed to gather and meet. Therefore, the saving contribution was sometimes suspended. And also the poor were not able to access loans from group for their urgent needs, for example, for family consumption, paying healthcare or educational costs, and buying input for livelihood development. Group members were not provided with up-to-date financial information about themselves as well as about the whole group. Group's information was not updated regularly, so the accuracy of the old accounting information was an issue for our saving group.
Thank you, Lin and Vin. For me, I think it really sad and very heartbreaking to learn about the challenges and difficulty faced by the vulnerable community people, especially for the mountainous people where World Vision Vietnam have been serving. So, having mentioned them, what has been World Vision Vietnam's approach in livelihood and in microfinance programs to help address the issue with the mountainous people, with the vulnerable community? So, Vin, could you please go first? What approach in the livelihood where you are in charge of?
Yes, one of the biggest challenges brought by the pandemic that we have mentioned earlier was a social distancing, which prevented the community member from meeting up for saving activity. It has been particularly difficult for us as our traditional saving group only operated on the face-to-face basis. Without meeting up, community member could not receive the financial support to sustain their livelihood and take care of their family basic needs. In this context, we were grateful to find the right solution that helps saving group maintains their operation while ensuring the safety of community member from the pandemic. So we have DreamSafe is a mobile platform developed by a software development company, Dream Startup. DreamSafe is designed to fit with the rural poor, ethnic women, or disadvantaged people who have limited technology experience, and with World Vision staff and partner who want to explore simple and effective way for their work. DreamSafe replaces the paper lister, but the member can continue using cash. After 1 year piloting, we see the participants are very happy when they receive the short message of the group financial information after the regular meeting, so that they can bring the digital passbook to family and share with a relative. We also see the poor to be encouraged in practicing saving and while getting small loan from the group when the digital solution make the procedure more simple. We see the trust is being strengthened in the community group where the information is transparent, easy to access. The most importantly, the Dream Safe have to save time for group meeting where they are not requested to make recording, calculation, or consolidation of information manually, but now they are on automatically. When using the digital solution, group members are to be connected even during the social distancing. Therefore, this is a way to have community to cope with COVID-19 challenge, as well as to ensure the poor household have adequate financial resource for their livelihood development. So that are some sharing about our digital solution.
Thank you, Vin, for sharing that. I think very impressive solution of the DreamSafe application and how it's been benefiting to our people, like easier access, very simple procedure, but very crucially, trust created among the community. I think in the community, especially in the ethnic minority area, trust is very important. And through this digitalization, people are more connected. The unity is there. Thank you, Vince, for sharing that. And Lynn, do you want to share about digitalization applied with microfinance unit in Vietnam?
Yeah, thanks, Anh Thành. So as I share above, COVID caused many challenges for both our client and our work, but it also opened opportunity for us to digitalize our work and overcome the challenges. So in the past 2 years, we have been through a faster and stronger digital transformation more than ever if before, thanks to the support of team and Vision Fund International. Um, so I think similar to what Anh Vinh shared, one of the important thing for people during COVID-19 is how to stay connect with other, like the information within the group, within the member. So during the social distancing periods, our loan officer already trained the client to use the social media like Facebook, Zalo for communication. They can quickly check on their loan application status, repayment schedule, tip for COVID-19 prevention measure, and useful information on livelihood and business skill. Thanks to social media, our client can stay connected to both the staff and other group member. Um, and besides, so from August 2021, microfinance unit already migrate all loan information into a cloud-based core banking system, Musuni. So we can access to loan information in everywhere and in any device like laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Is it the solid foundation for us to build up a digital ecosystem, including core banking system, web-based digital fuel app in tablet, and then the next phase is client-facing app in smartphone. And from January 2022, all our loan officer start using tablets so they can carry their work at the field. Loan officer use tablet to input both client information and loan information when they're meeting with the client. So the information is captured into the system and seen into the core banking system. So the brand manager at the brand can check it like in real time. Our loan procedure are now almost paperless thanks to the tablet. This help reduce the processing time of the loan, like nearly 50%, like from 10 to 15 days before, now only up to 5 to 10 days. And we are working on cutting the time by 10 to 15% more in the coming time. So thanks to the digitalization during COVID time, we are now can shorten the loan application time and waiting period for loan disbursement. We can offer credit faster to meet with the household demand while the household cannot access to credit from other financial service provider. So as a result, our portfolio grow triple, like from 5% in 2020 to 15% in 2021, and now at the first 9 months of 2022, we already grow like 19%, which is nearly double the growth of Vietnamese banking sector credit growth in 2020. I think it is thanks to digitalization.
Thank you, Len, for sharing that very positive impact and benefit that the Dream Science social media application has brought to the community people. And I think one of the benefit that I felt very impressive is about reducing the processing time 5 to 10 days, 50% of that time. So, in Vietnam, the procedures were very complicated, which is one of the factor preventing people to access to the loans. So thank you for sharing that. And you guys already set out the solution connecting the people with service online when the offline methods were not feasible due to the COVID-19 lockdown. I think not only some group of vulnerable people are supporting by World Vision Vietnam, not only like some 10,000 of the people we are supporting, but I think more vulnerable people and children, World Vision Vietnam will be reaching out in the years to come. So from the so far success, what are your aspirations for digitalization in your sectors, in livelihood sectors, Vin, and in microfinance, Lin? Please.
Yes. So far, One Vision Vietnam has transformed 87 out of 950 traditional saving group into the digital saving group, which involve 1,140 rural and ethnic household representatives. World Vision Vietnam expect that at least 500 traditional saving group, which involves 7,500 households, will be digitalized in the next 5 years in the collaboration with the partner. So we are looking for the collaboration with external partner, including NGO, private sector, and whoever want to join hand with World Vision Vietnam to expand our digitization solution for the poor in Vietnam.
Thank you, Vin. Very glad to hear. And we look forward to seeing the growth of digitalization in World Vision Vietnam project area so that more and more people can benefit. Well, what you say is 7,500 households, equally, I think, to nearly 40,000 people and children will be benefiting from this digitalization in next 5 years. And I pray that the aspiration will be materialized in the next 5 years. How about microfinance unit? What is your aspiration for digitalization plan in the coming time?
Yeah, thanks, Anh Thanh. So we are now at the third phase of the digital transformation, which will be building client-facing app and going cashless to partnering with mobile money provider. Going paperless and cashless will enable us to serve household better and faster with lower cost and higher productivity. As a result, household can easily access to financial service like not only credit but also saving, insurance at an affordable price and can boost their livelihood to generate sustainable income and improve their resilience to external shock. Next slide, please. Mm, so we are expecting a growth of like 10% client per year in the next 3 years from 15,000 clients we have today to nearly 20,000 clients in 2025. So thanks to the digital solution and technology, we can broaden our reach to the remote area with ethnic minority to the vulnerable household in need. So we are also looking for the collaboration opportunity with private and other NGO, other sector who are interested in digitalization of microfinance and like financial service in general to better serve the people in need in the remote area.
Thank you, Lynn, for sharing that very encouraging aspiration. I think it's interesting and encouraging to learn how the Vietnam Microfinance Unit has adopted the latest technology trend and spread its utility to the community in remote area of Vietnam. So with the tremendous support you have put in to digitalize the loaning system and process, we wish you all the best achieving your 10% target growth in 2025, equivalent to 5,000 clients will be benefited from in the next 3 years. So now I would like to hear more from Tim about the journey of digitalization, digital transformation in microfinance field in general. Over to you, Tim.
Yeah, thanks, Tan. So, yeah, there's definitely been a very significant acceleration in digitalization in microfinance in the past 2 years, particularly from the impacts of COVID. And I think the most significant benefit of that acceleration has been an increase in access, which we've seen from the comments from Lynn and Vin. Particularly access to those people that are living in remote areas or hard to reach areas. And this is because many of the digital solutions that are being implemented in microfinance are using mobile internet technology, which means that services can reach people without face-to-face contact. And I think the other benefits that we're seeing from digitalization in microfinance is obviously more convenience for our clients, and faster and cheaper and safer services. So there's enormous benefits that we're seeing from digitalization in microfinance. And just wanted to comment that I think when any organization really is designing digital solutions, is that they put the needs and the preferences of the client or the beneficiary at the very center. There's many companies that we see in Vietnam and across Asia and across the world that are doing end-to-end digital financial services. So financial services without any face-to-face contact. But if you look at World Vision's target segment in Vietnam and also in Asia and across the world, it's generally the underserved, the financially excluded. For Vision Fund, it's mainly low-income smallholder farmers, and many of these people might be living in areas that have limited mobile connectivity. They might not have access to a phone, and they also might have low digital literacy. And so if we were to develop an end-to-end digital solution for these clients, or for these target segment, it would actually exclude many of them. And so I think a really important point is in digital transformation, it's not always about making everything digital. What's most important is finding the right mix between digital and physical. And that mix needs to align exactly with the needs and preferences of the clients. And I think we've seen that really good examples with DreamSave and the digital field application of World Vision and Vision Fund in Vietnam, solutions that really meet that mix of digital and physical. And when that happens, it helps the organization to be able to achieve its mission through digitization. Thanks.
Thank you, Tim, for sharing. I think the key word you have shared in your aspiration is better access, more convenient, faster, cheaper, and safer. So, what can be better for the benefit of the people? Thank you for that sharing. Very client-oriented approach of finance services. Thank you, Tim, for sharing that very important applying digital solution in microfinance, and its benefit to both financial service provider and community member. Thank you all, Vinh, Linh, and Tim, for your valuable insight on the digitalization in saving group and microfinance for about like 25 minutes. They are particularly meaningful in the context of COVID-19 pandemic in helping vulnerable group in Vietnam. Now, question and answer. We are now welcoming any question from the attendants to our speaker. If you have any question, please feel free to unmute yourself and type your question or sharing in the chat box. And if you would like any specific speaker to answer your question, please feel free to mention it, Tim or Linh or Vinh. Yeah. You also can check, yes, please.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Thank you for your question. So for us, like to ensure the authentication of borrower when we do like the client registration, so with the support of tablet, the loan officer can meet with the client, and they got the signature of the client on the tablet. They also take the photo from the client by tablet, and it will be verify and check with the client identification. So I think that's one way that we can ensure the authentication of borrower, which is better than before when we only do it in paper. Yes.
And I think
and Tim, do you want to add?
Yeah, just to add
something
that,
on
Lynn,
this?
I think it's a really good question, and security or IT security is really important. And I think, as you said, Lynn, sometimes using digital financial services can actually make things more secure. There's less paper flying around, and it can actually be more secure. But this is one of the key concerns that we see of our borrowers or our clients, is a lack of trust that they might have in digital financial services. And so for World Vision, this is actually a really important role that we can play in helping our clients and helping our beneficiaries to better understand digital financial services to better understand the risks, and so they can act confidently and appropriately with digital financial services, whether that's with Well Vision or Vision Fund or with others. And we see, because, as I mentioned before, and as has been mentioned, because our target segment is really the underserved or the financially excluded, often the clients that we're working with have never used digital financial services before. And so we can provide that onboarding to them, to be the first organization that they try digital financial services with. That's a really important role. And one of the key things that we can do is to onboard them so that they, in the future, that they can continue to access financial services.
I think
Thank
we
you,
also
Tim.
have a
Yeah,
Anh
yeah,
Thành, we
please,
have
Lynn.
also we had another question in the chat box.
Yeah, I think we have a question from Ferrari.
Yes.
The question is, when designing the digital solution for Vietnam, how did we incorporate the feedback from client? What are clients saying now? I would like to invite Vin.
Yes, yes.
You want to address the question? Yeah.
Yes, thank Thierry for your question. I think it is a really good question to think through about the application of the digital solution for our beneficiary, especially for the rural poor and ethnic people. Before applying the digital solution for Vietnam, we did the digital ready needs assessment. So we just wanted to know whether the partner and beneficiary interest in the applying the new technology in the traditional work. So we got several information about the infrastructure for the rural people, whether they can apply the mobile phone solution for the saving group. So we realized in the group, the saving group, there were at least one member who used a smartphone, and we also got the feedback from local partner and also from field staff and beneficiary through the consultation meeting that they were very afraid of the applying the technology for the saving group, because it is really hard, really difficult for rural people. But we discussed with operation team and decided to get 10 group for the pilot in 1 year. And we provide technical training and hands-on coaching together with our partner Dream Startup, to supervise and provide support for group day to day. So after 1 year, we see that the thing that the client says before is now definitely changed. For example, when receiving the short message of the financial status, the poor, especially the ethnic people, were very happy, because in the past they only get information in the passbook, which were kept by the management member. So their family member were not aware of the saving amount or also about the loans amounts that they take so far. We also received the positive feedback from local partner that the process for organizing the meeting in the group were very easy when applying the digital solution, because in the mobile phone platform we design step by step for the process of the meeting, so people, especially the illiterate, can easily participate in the meeting to contribute money and also to get the loan from group. And then they see that when the group and the cycle, they will see the share amount and also the whole picture of the group financial status, including the share amount, interest rate, and also they know who is the most proactive member who
Thank you,
contributes
Vin. Yeah,
and also gets the loan from the group.
yeah,
So
thank you, Vin.
finally, I think the clients are now saying they are very happy with the digital solution.
Yeah. I remember one day I conducted a monitoring in the field, and one of the old lady, she was very happy, thanks to the digital solution. She know how much she had been saving, you know, because all the message came to her phone. Even it's not a smartphone, that normal phone, but she know how much she have been saving, how much total loans of the saving group have. That's very powerful of the digital solution. Thank you, Vin. Lynn, do you want to add anything for microfinance? What are the keyword? If you have
Yeah,
like some
yeah,
keyword, what are the client feedbacks now?
yes. Yes, so as we shared before, we put the client in the center of the digitalization. So before we also do the client assessment, and we do like pilot in a small brand and then receive
Mm,
client feedback. I can quote an example we have, like the first time we're starting to do SMS receipt to the client. So before they had to bring the paper, the loan card for the loan officer every month. So that loan officer sign on the loan card to ensure that is the receipt for their payment. But now no more paper. They will receive the SMS receipt after the payment, like 1 or 2 days. For the first month, the first the client, they say that, oh, I don't usually check the phone, so it might not necessary for me. But after 1 or 2 months, they say, oh, where is my SMS receipt? I think it's very useful for me. Now I can know, like I had confirmation from the program that I already pay. I know my balance, and I can plan for for my future, like how many saving that I need to do to make the repayment for microfinance unit. So I think with the growth, with the fastest moving of the digitalization, and with the training, the capacity building for the client, they know and understand the importance and the impact of the digitalization bring to them, and they are now happy and they can utilize the support of the digitalization for now.
thank you, Vin. Thank you, Lynn. Any other question from the visitor, from guests? Thank you very much, Ferrari, for your, I think, very good question. You want to unmute yourself and ask question? Yeah. Do we have Mr. Wet Question, the CEO of Dream Start Labs here? I would like to invite, if you are here. Okay, so if you do not have any question, and I believe that some insight we all learn and how to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 pandemic in Vietnam by digital solution. Thank you for attending this section on Go Visit Vietnam initiative to mitigating the impact of COVID-19. We hope the section has brought you a thorough understanding of Vietnam context and our constant effort to adjust and apply the latest digital technology in our assistance to community across the country. I believe that by doing so, we can better serve target vulnerable group in the overcoming the challenge brought by the pandemic and moving forward towards sustainable livelihood and improved well-being of children and community, especially for vulnerable children in the remote and mountainous area. Thank you very much. Over to you, host Jonathan.
Thank you, and thank you, everyone, the participants and the panelists. Hope you all found this discussion useful and knowledgeable. So up next is session 4, climate change and the bottom line, and how corporations can reverse the trend. So see you folks at that session link.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a
Thank you.
blessed
Thank you,
day.
everyone. Bye.